Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone. What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Kachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Hello, and welcome to episode 311 of the Real Life Podcast. I'm Tyler Yaremchuk, and I'm back. No more
Where
laws.
are you? Where in the world are you?
Yeah, are you
Right
on
now?
vacation right now?
No, I'm at
Did
home.
you take more vacations than the premier? Hey,
Ooh.
everybody
Topical.
look at me.
Topical vacation jokes.
Very nice. This podcast is brought to you by the HGA Group. Everything you need to take your business to the next level. The HGA Group. And if you were at the Oilersnation Open, you saw plenty of the HGA Group. I'm mad I missed the golf tournament recap shows. That actually bugged me.
We didn't really recap it all that much. We recapped like a bit of it, but not like all of it.
We did on O&R in pretty deep detail.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't need to do it again.
We did it
Okay.
for like an hour on ONR. We dove right in, Tyler, and you missed it.
Real deep. Yep.
Well, anyways, I want to take the opportunity to give a shout out to Fanny Pack Freddie and his younger brother, Brett, who were fantastic partners on the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And we shot, what did we end up shooting? 14 under or something like that?
We were 14 under through 14 and finished 14 under.
Yeah. Heartbreaking stuff,
Did
really.
Brett have a funny name like Fanny Pack Freddy or something? Was he like Bazooka Joe or some hilarious name too?
Burlap sack Brett.
Yeah, Burlap Sack Brett.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were beauties and we had a great time. And I think everyone there had a great time. So I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. So I wanted to just say it was very well done. I won a free Wood jersey, which was awesome. And
Shady.
yeah, pretty shady if you ask me. But a lot of fun was had, and I can't wait to do it again next year. And I can't wait to auction off another spot with the three of us again next year, because I think that went exceedingly well.
I think.
How did you feel about? Oh,
We'll do that again. It was too good.
how'd you feel about your game, Yaremchuk?
Decent, actually. Like I by far wasn't like our best player. I didn't do a lot, but I did a little, and a little is enough.
That's all it takes. That's the scramble, man.
That's all it takes, buddy.
Yeah, like I sunk a putt that we used a mulligan on, so that was like a clutch putt to sink.
Oh,
and
it was huge.
yeah, my driver was iffy, but it was all right. It got the job done. I lived up to what I said. You know, it usually goes about 220 right down the middle.
I don't know if we used a single Yaremchuk drive, but they were safe for sure.
They were all safe. Everyone else just did too good, so we didn't have to use them. But call me the insurance policy, brought to you by the HGA Group.
Wow. Well done. Well done.
Good job.
The HGA Group also brought like a what do you call it? A fire gun?
It was a
flamethrower.
flamethrower, but it was from the boring company.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a
Charles.
baller.
Chalmers just walked out of his truck, but didn't mute his mic, so I had to mute
Now
it for
it's
him.
Feedback City. Wow.
What an idiot.
I wonder what he's going to get. Let's predict. Is it a Slurpee? Is it a Red Bull? Or is it some kind of juice maybe?
Oh, I hope he's going to. That's the only thing I'll justify. If he actually left his truck to go do any form of work, I'll be very disappointed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You saw a boring
Oh, he's
company
back.
flamethrower up close?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
They
man.
roasting marshmallows with it.
Oh, that's gangster.
Charles, where'd you go? You're muted, by the way. Yeah, we can't hear you, man.
Mhm.
I just had to step out of my truck to put a bungee cord around some material that I am taking to some guys that are doing some work. And I'm going to spend this podcast on a drive, and I didn't want to put anybody on the Anthony Henday in danger. So that's what I did.
You're so responsible.
Very
Saving
responsible.
lives. You're a hero like
Awesome.
Yaremchuk.
I'm a great truck packer.
Okay. All right.
Humble brag.
Do we want to talk new Netflix hockey documentary that we're supposed to watch, or rap albums?
Rap albums.
Why not?
Rap
What-
albums.
What does
Survey
everyone think
says
of
rap albums.
Donda?
Donda.
Very good. Very, very good. I wasn't disappointed in the least.
So
What I found interesting is like I was Chalmers, before you jump in, I know you're excited. I was cruising the internet because I liked it too. I mean, there's a couple of jams on there that I wasn't particularly fond of, but I think that's to be
I
expected.
judge it by the hits. I listen to songs I don't like. I delete them from the album immediately, and I may only listen to 5 songs. How good are those 5 songs?
Yeah, like I'll tell you right now, Jail and Jail Part 2, absolute bangers for me. Those are my top
Great.
2. I love those.
Great.
But it's just I thought there would be more kind of duds on a 30-song album, but I was super into it. I loved it.
Well, a lot of them are part twos though, remixing, right?
Yes.
Three of them, right? And three of them where it's like they had too many people that wrote parts for the songs, and so he had to put out 2 full songs. But
what a lot of rappers do, Charles, is they send out the song with the verse missing to a few rappers and then pick their favorite.
Well, so we'll get into that part of it, but here's my experience of the whole thing. I've been a little jaded with Kanye's last 3 albums, right? The first 3 that he put out were absolutely amazing, pushing the limits of everything hip hop and just really genius albums. And then the last 3 were just weird. They're just fucking weird. So I was not knowing what to expect with this one. And then you turn it on and you put on song number 1 and it's the Donda chant. And it's just, for a minute, it's just Donda. And I'm like, are we really fucking doing this again? Is this what we're doing?
I could hear you when I was listening to it in my head, Chalmers. I could hear you listening to it in my head, being like, what, is he just going to rap his mom's name for a fucking minute straight?
I was like, and so at that exact minute, I was like, oh my God, we're going to get exactly what nobody wants. Something. And so it immediately jaded me. It immediately put me in a position where I was so critical that for the first 5 songs, I didn't really, I was like, where is the banger? Where is the and then all of a sudden I hit it with Believe What You Say, or it's Believe It or Not, or whatever. But so here's the thing. I listened to it front to back and I went, oh, for fuck's sake. But then the mark of a truly good album that night, I'm walking around the house and there's certain things in my head. Yeah. And I'm like, I just keep saying, I guess who's going to tell tonight. And I'm like, I got to do this again. I got to listen to it again. And the second time I went through it, man, it just hit different. It clicked. And I love it. I love the way it flows. I love how he has 4 or 5 songs and they're all different, but they're all really good. And then in the 6th song, he uses just at the very beginning, he uses the best part of those 4 songs in the interlude build up to that 6th song. It was really well done. And I was so happy. And yeah, I cannot get it out of my head. I cannot get Jail out of my head. And it's another one of those albums where, because of his transitions between songs, and you don't have your phone out the whole time, you don't really fully know sometimes when a song is ended and a new song has begun. So right now, if you ask me to name my favorite songs, I haven't done that 4th or 5 listen where I know exactly what song I'm listening to and exactly what that beat is. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of excited because I can listen to it 4, 5, 6 more times and there's still more to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not even close to bored of it. I'm excited, and I've listened to it 3 times. And
I'm with you. I'm super into it. I've had it on basically since it came out. Do you want to know one of the minor details though that annoys me? And it's a very Kanye thing to do, is when you look at the track listing, you don't know who the fuck the features are on it unless you know who they are. And it just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Who do you guys
have? Really rattled me.
Who's the best feature?
I said it already. Jail and Jail Part 2 are the best for me. So that's Jay-Z and DaBaby. They were the best.
Lil Baby and the Weeknd song. I think it's called Hurricane.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. And there's a whole song somewhere between 8 to 12 where he doesn't even rap on it. It's just a guy, and it's something about we made it or something, right? And it's not even him. It doesn't sound like him. It might be his voice modulated or something, but I was kind of rattled because I don't know new rap well enough to know who some of the people were, right? So I had to look into it, and yeah, so I definitely think the Weeknd and Lil Baby is the one that really right now sticks out. But then there's all this stuff that came out right afterwards. First of all, the first thing that I very first saw was that Universal released the album without telling Kanye.
Do you buy
true
that?
or not true? Does anybody know that?
I don't buy that. I don't buy
any of the shit.
Okay, but then so then you don't buy the Baby coming out and or him saying that his manager held back a verse for one of the tracks, and his manager saying that's not true. We gave you clearance. And like Soldier Boy saying that he wrote a whole verse for a song and that it got wiped off, that it wasn't on there.
I think
People
Kanye has like
"You're
multiple versions of multiple songs and has songs that got cut and is like all over the map.
It's
Probably.
a genius marketing plan is what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Without question.
So to further that genius marketing plan, tomorrow we get Drake, we get Stir.
Yay!
Yeah, big week.
Yay!
What's that?
I love Drake.
I love Drake too. I'm
I
excited.
love Drake.
Yeah, me too. So, and they're kind of having a billboard off. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
They're promoting their albums, and they're like so in the Big Apple in Times Square, Drake put up a billboard that says the GOAT, being Jay-Z, the GOAT is on Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
And Kanye West in turn flooded like downtown Toronto with just billboards that say Donda on them. Obviously, this Drake Kanye West thing is hilarious.
It's so fake, man. It's like when Drake and Kanye and 50 were going to retire, whoever didn't sell the most. And then they each sold 10 million albums. No one retired, and life went on.
Oh, we tied. What a shame.
Yeah.
But what I think is weird about it is I kind of delved deep into it last night on some YouTube videos, and there's an old one on the barbershop with LeBron James where Drake's on there, and he kind of says where it all started. Like, and that is that he went to Wyoming. Kanye West was like, "Come to Wyoming. I'm working on my album," Drake, and I'll help Drake with his album. And he went there, and Kanye's like working on something, and he gives him the song, the Scoobity Boop.
Yeah, the one Kanye spoofed and basically put out as a joke.
Yeah, and he gave that beat to Drake.
Yeah, he did that. He
like,
put that out with gibberish on it, so Drake couldn't release it as a single.
Yeah.
It's so good.
If you go back, Chalmers, there's footage of Drake back in the day, like when he still lived in Toronto, like way back, like a year after he signed to Cash Money, and they're filming in the studio, and he's spazzing in his Drake way because Kanye is fucking him over on a remix or something, and he's like, why does he have to be like this? And then his producer's like, you have to realize he views you as competition now. And he's like, Kanye, and like 12 years later, Kanye's still fucking him over.
So I think this Kanye West album right now is like in the past 5 years, it's the number 2 streaming on the first day. And what's crazy is the number 1 album is Scorpion, and it's like 186 million downloads. And on the first day, Donda had 96, like half that.
Well, we'll see what Certified Lover Boy hits with then.
I'm going to listen to it 1,000,000 times on 1,000 devices.
Oh, I'm so excited. Like Donda was fine, but like I think Certified Lover Boy, I saw a report that like Drake raps a lot in it.
It's not all rap.
It's all rap.
I want to know
DJ Academic said.
Holy fuck.
I can't wait to see the features on Drake's. He's going to have some bangers on there.
We already know for sure there's Lil Baby, Jay-Z, Lil Durk. I think Travis Scott's on it as well. Like,
do we get a Bieber jam though? Do we get a Bieber jam?
I would assume there's a Bieber jam in it for the Popstar payment.
Give it to me.
Swollen members.
You know how Drake
Cardinal Official?
Chocolate.
You know how Drake kind of has his future where they kind of make like Jay-Z and Kanye used to do it, right? Where they put out a collaboration album. Drake and Future did it. Well, Kanye's new guy that I think I would definitely listen to another one is Kid Cudi, because they have one song on Donda.
Kid Cudi's the best.
I love Kid Cudi.
So good, man. Like their styles together are really fucking good. Like
what was that album called? Kids See Ghosts?
Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah.
Kids See Ghosts.
And what they release it under?
What do you mean?
Wasn't it just as Kids See Ghosts?
Who is
yeah, it was. No. Yeah, that's the artist name.
Yeah, Kids See Ghosts. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. I love that album. It's only like
for like a 6-song album. It was a really good album.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really good.
Kanye's so smart, man. Like, really, at the end of the day, like all the listing shows and all the crazy shit he was doing, and living in the arena, and like having the number 1, 2, and 3 Apple Music streaming concerts of all time are all Kanye Donda listening shows. And then when the album comes out, so many people are like, "Finally, what the fuck?" And then they crack all the records basically because of it. Like Kanye might be goofy or kind of crazy or whatever, but like, man, he delivers on high.
Oh yeah.
The interesting thing about the Donda was I was cruising through World Star on Instagram. Just they had a rate Donda out of 10 kind of thing. It was really split out there. Jay and I went for dinner with David Quadrelli from Canucks Army the other day, and he was not a fan at all. He was very disappointed in it. So it was interesting.
Well, isn't that interesting? David Quadrelli of Canucks Army, noted in our files.
Yeah, you are not fired, David Quadrelli.
No, not
Quads.
fired, but he's definitely under observing.
But we like quads.
I love quads.
Today it's the Donda album. Next week he's ripping Connor McDavid's leadership.
So do you one last thing, and then we can move on if we don't want to talk about this. But do you know what the Donda chant is?
It's like his mom's heartbeat as she passed away.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What?
So
Yeah.
So the beats in it like are
Holy
the last minute.
fuck!
Yeah, the last minute.
How did he
her
have
EKG.
audio of that?
Well, he just like from the hospital. I think they have her on the. I don't even know what it's called, but like an EKG machine or like a heartbeat.
The 808 machine
Yeah, the
The 808.
Sad.
on the Roadcaster.
yeah.
Fuck.
Or we learned about a new machine yesterday on a video chat we were on. I don't even know what that thing was called.
Are you familiar with a TriCaster?
Yeah,
They've
try
made an advancement.
Do you have that kind of chops, Yaremchuk, to operate? It looks like a fucking
Yaremchuk, you wouldn't know how to run a TriCaster if it bit you.
It
It's
looked
tech,
like
right?
Sure.
I don't know. It looked like it should be manning a spaceship though. That thing
Has 900 buttons on it.
Are we getting
looks
one?
They're
much fun.
fucked.
Well, first of all, Yaremchuk, do you know how to operate a TriCaster?
What would I have to operate it for?
Everything.
Who
Everything's
knows, man?
improving. We could use it for this show right now.
We could star wipe right now.
Yeah, you could throw a kitty.
Lie, Yaremchuk. Say you know how to use it for fuck's sakes.
Well, I've never used one.
Don't
but
talk like that. Shut up.
He's
No
a
one has.
monocaster guy. Can't get up to the tri level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know they're fucking intense. Like I could figure out how to use one, but they're fucking intense.
Yeah.
Star wipe.
I'm gonna put this in my notes so we can talk about this after the show.
TriCaster training.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
take some training on that there TriCaster because it had a lot of knobs and buttons that I wanted
We
to
should
push.
put one in the new digital studio if Yaremchuk could figure that the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I've done nothing but figure things out since I got here. So I'm very
You've
confident
done
in my
nothing
abilities.
but go on vacation.
Wow. You figured
Yeah,
out
because
vacation.
the first year and a half I worked here, I took everything on vacation. I worked on vacation. All right.
Unbelievable.
Anyways,
Disrespectful.
Must be nice.
You get on the number one podcast in sports in Canada and immediately you retire.
Yep.
if you're on vacation and you don't want to cook, hit up our friends at DoorDash, where we have a promo code Real Life DD. It gets new customers of the app 25% off and no delivery fee on their first order. DoorDash, ding dong.
Ding dong. Check out
I
Oodle
just
Noodle on
figured it
DoorDash.
out.
Yep.
This is the Jackson 5 podcast because Yaremchuk is the young star and the rest of us are like old and bitter, and Yaremchuk knows he's too good for it, but we keep dancing in line and he can't get rid of us. That's this show's dynamic, Yaremchuk.
I don't know if I like that comparison.
Is being Tito.
Yeah.
I'll be Tito.
I'll go.
I'll be
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Said I want to be Tito.
Dread.
I'll be Joe.
No, I'll
Nobody
be
even
Randy, the
knows-
one with the
yeah.
bass.
I'll be the dad.
Yeah.
I don't even have to
Somebody's-
sing. I just stand there with the bass, which isn't even plugged in.
Yeah. It doesn't even have strings on it.
No, it doesn't. I just have to dance.
You just got to
Just
look
have to
cool,
dance
man.
in town.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
All about the vibes.
My mic's not turned on and there's no strings in my bass. And here I go. We needed 5 for the poster.
Yeah. Yeah. We screwed up.
Who's Janet?
Who's Janet? Obviously, Yaremchuk.
Yeah.
So there's a new, so we talked about the Malice at the Palace doc, right? And that was the Untold one. And there's another part of it called Untold Crime and Penalties. And it's the wild story of like the Danbury Trashers, who were a minor hockey team that was like run by like the mafia or some shit. I don't know.
Cool.
What is this? I saw the preview and it's like a mobster buys a hockey team and this is not a comedy.
You said
So
it's
you
a
get-
minor hockey team, or it was a pro team.
Well,
wasn't it?
yeah, like a minor
Like a
pro
minor
team or
pro.
whatever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
QMAJ.
So it's basically like the Chiefs from
Charleston
Slapshot.
Chiefs, yeah.
Who owned the Chiefs?
owned.
But it looked pretty sweet. Like there was a scene where it said they were paying all the players under the table, and then the guy getting interviewed's like, "Hey, am I allowed to say that?" And the guy was like in a luxury box, gangster high-fiving people and shit. Like it looks pretty cool.
Are you giving us
So-
homework, Tyler?
So yeah, I'm gonna say this. Let's say this is our homework. Let's all watch this and we'll recap it on Monday. And if you're listening to this right now, watch it, follow along for our recap of it. But on the DFO rundown, Frank Saravalli did an interview with the owner's son. So Frank did like a whole sit down with him about this thing. And that's going to be coming up probably next week on the DFO rundown. And Jason Gregor is going to be joined by former NHLer Mike Rupp, who used to play for this team as well.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is bullshit.
That's what Gregor said.
This is some elite level
Michael,
reporting that's going on up there.
You're recording your own album, Michael. We get it. You have a better show you're on. We get it. You actually talk to the people in the documentary on your better other show. We get it.
Frank texted me this morning saying, have you heard of the whatever Danbury Thrashers? I'm like, is that Untold documentary that came? He's like, yeah. He's like, we had them on the show. I'm like, well, aren't you fucking on top of the hot topic conversation right now? Like, but that, like, if we want to try and be better, that's the type of shit we need to do. So,
well, Yaremchuk is literally on these shows and doesn't want to involve us. So that's great.
Yeah, definitely boxing us out.
Yeah. Thanks, Yaremchuk. If only we knew a guy who knew about that in advance.
He's either working on DFO or going on vacation. It's nothing.
And we're getting you a TriCaster?
I didn't even know this.
In the Chalmers Saravalli beef, I think Yaremchuk team Saravalli.
You have beef with Frank?
We need you two hanging out more, and we need to document that shit.
Yeah.
Why do you hate each other?
We had a good
origin.
We don't hate each other, man. We have the friendliest of competitions that turns into the perfect amount of jarring back and forth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Are you like, oh, Frank, perhaps I too will break the code of the expansion draft, and then you just tweeted 31 incorrect players?
No, not really. I just like to chirp people. So I just chirped him about his golf game.
Online or in real life?
In real life.
In real life.
Face to face.
I ain't no keyboard warrior.
You guys remember the golf tournament when I fell off the cart and did a backwards somersault?
Oh no!
I also fell off a cart, Tyler.
Dangerous, man. These streets ain't safe.
And this is why next year's tournament is going to be starting in the morning.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, there was a
lot of pent up nation event energy amongst the group, amongst everyone, and everyone showed up. So we're just going to start a little bit early. Someone,
we can't allow this on the podcast. We can't talk about this.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
Margaret, there's
if you'd like to send your lawsuits to General Post Office Box 42433.
Send them to Frank Saravalli at DFO Rundown.
It's a fever dream Chalmers is having.
All I can remember from the tournament, Yaremchuk is Chalmers being yelled from one hole behind us constantly.
Oh fuck yeah! And Frank just yelling. That was good. I don't know if I actually have to edit out that part that Chalmers said, but if I do, it'll just be like a 3-second bleep. So if you're a listener, if there's a bleep, I took something out. If not, I got the green light to play it.
Yeah, Chalmers swore.
Yeah.
We're just trying to mitigate our legal risk here. Trying to be a able corporate governor.
Yeah, we already got the HGA insurance. So we just don't want to have to tap in the HGA law, if you know what I'm saying.
Chalmers, you got anything for us? Any current events or anything like that?
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
What's in the news?
It's like the only things that I've been thinking about lately is
fantasy
rap
football.
albums, fantasy football starting back up. We have a spot open on the real life. We had Nation Dan decided that he was too butthurt by Cam Newton getting cut for some weird reason.
I want to talk about this for a second. I want to talk about Cam Newton, Chalmers. I have a take for you, and I wrote it down so I could give it to you.
Okay, so first off, we have an extra spot. Now, there's somebody in the league has claimed that their son would take the spot. Now, that's all well and good, but I don't want that. Unfortunately, we want to have people who don't know each other. You start adding family members and shit, and collusion happens, and then commissioners, have to do more work. And the last thing I want this thing to do is have to provide me with more work. So anybody that's interested in joining the Nation Real Life Fantasy Draft, the draft will be taking place on Monday, the long weekend, Labor Day Monday at 8:00 Mountain Standard Time. If you are interested and you want to be in a 12-team league with a bunch of other Nation listeners, hit me up on social media at, I don't know, find it.
I
don't
just
know
remember.
what they are.
I just
Find me.
remembered.
Donda.
You guys are gonna be really mad at me. So,
Oh my God, you out too?
No, I just remembered that last season, once I got eliminated, I got really annoyed because the group chat wouldn't stop buzzing while I was recording a podcast. So I muted it. And I was like, oh, I'll remember to unmute that chat like tomorrow. And I didn't. So I've been going off the assumption, because I have the group chat muted, that we weren't doing it this year.
No, it's up.
No.
Everybody's back in.
Are
Except
you
for,
still using that Twitter group chat?
yeah, it's still there.
How do I unmute this thing?
Connor McMayfields are here to defend.
Yeah, I'm ready to go too. Should I run it, or should I also get my girlfriend to just run it again? Because remember, she was managing my team last year.
Oh,
and
sure. Nice. Nice.
I'm just the owner.
Yeah.
But I want to talk this Cam Newton thing. Wanya's actually got a football pick.
I can't believe the storyline. It was explained to me, and I was like, I got to talk to Chalmers about this. I don't
know anything about it. I'm ready to learn.
So
as I understand it.
Yeah, go ahead. I want you to tell it.
There's a quarterback that came from Bama, which is a pressure cooker to begin with, and he's an all-world hero, and he reports to New England, and Belichick gasses that Newton chap, and this kid is a rookie, is slated to be new Tom Brady?
Yeah, so, Mac Jones.
So here's Mac Jones. Yeah, so here's what happened.
Mac Jones.
Cam Newton has had a rough last couple years. He's had some injuries. He's just not playing well, and he was going to get a chance with Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Now, they recently let him go, and 5 days went by, and what had happened was Cam Newton is not been vaccinated. Now, a lot of people are saying this didn't play a role, but there is absolutely no way that a guy like Bill Belichick, who wants zero annoyances, distractions when you're getting ready for a football season, is going to allow something like this to happen. So Cam Newton went and got tested for COVID by another doctor, meaning he had to go outside of the bubble that they had created in New England, causing him to have to quarantine before coming back into the team. That cost him 5 days in training camp. And that paved way for Mac Jones to start taking all the first team reps, which Cam Newton had been doing. Mac Jones then takes all the first team reps, has an amazing preseason, 7 drives, 4 of them end in touchdowns, 2 of them end in field goals, 1 of them ends in a punt. That is amazing for a rookie quarterback in the preseason. Now, some will say he's going against second team defenses. Well, he was playing with second team offense. In practice, Bill Belichick has watched Tom Brady for the past 12 years, and he knows what a good quarterback looks like. So some people are saying that he really likes Cam Newton, that the COVID thing was just kind of an icing on the cake, but that he likes Cam Newton and he wanted to give him the opportunity to get another starting job. Now, so that's why he released him as a favor. But I don't believe that, because if you have a backup quarterback, saying, hey, Cam, I want to release you so that you can maybe try and go get another starting job. Nobody in their right fucking mind is going to do that, because they would try to trade him first. Clearly, there was zero, trade partners out there willing to have a look at Cam. So he cut him. It's a weird situation. It's, I think in my mind that him not being vaccinated and Bill Belichick kind of doing that was kind of like listen, you got to get vaccinated. Atlanta Falcons are the only team to be fully vaccinated. Jerry Jones
Bucks are now.
Are they? Yeah, Bucks all are?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jerry Jones, old millionaire, billionaire oil tycoon, not a guy who you would think, Trump support, not a guy who you would think would be sitting there pushing the vaccination. He knows the vaccinations are literally a business decision for him, and he is pushing them hard on his players. And, it could be the difference between having a full lineup, getting to a Super Bowl. He knows that is a part of the game. And I think,
can I stop you for a sec before you go? What's payroll on an NFL team? Is it like 100 million or something crazy like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it makes sense then for an owner to be like, no, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I need you to
Can I ask a quick question, Bag Milk? Do you have taco pants on?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
Wow.
did. My clothes have been a topic of conversation here on video chats lately, and I like it.
Okay, so that's interesting. So we're at the taco pants part of the pandemic.
Yep, taco pants. I also purchased myself a wonderful Shakira shirt yesterday.
I saw that and I loved it.
It's
Big
great.
Shakira fan over here.
Absolutely. Chalmers, I apologize. Continue.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I was pretty much done, but like
That's a great storyline. That's a hell of a genesis for a new Mac Jones is a great marketable name. Is he sexy? How's he looking?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Let's get down to business here.
No, okay. So here's what's funny. There is a famous. There's a famous picture of him out there with his shirt off and a cigar in his mouth.
This fat guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that.
The everyman.
He's a good old boy.
Yeah, that does not look like an NFL quarterback. This picture I'm looking at.
Yeah, but neither did Tom Brady. And this guy is unbelievable. Like he's really, really, really good.
I love this photo. I'm gonna drop this in the group chat for you, Wanya. One second.
This is Tom Brady 2.0.
It's insane that they make them take their shirts off and do photos. It's like low grade pornography.
They didn't make him take this off at all. You're talking about at the combine.
At the combine, take your shirt off.
They make them stand there in their boxer briefs or their underwear with a sign next to them that says their name, their height, and their weight, and then they just take like a picture of them and their body. Like
that ain't right.
It's kind of fucking weird, but
coming at you in the group chat right now.
Holy Lord, he's got
love
moves.
it. I can get behind this guy. I can get behind this guy.
Thick. Mac Jones thick.
Yeah, he's great. I love it.
Yeah, I can get behind it.
Now I'm looking at a side-by-side photo of this dude, Mac Jones, with the cigar in his mouth and the little gut here, next to Cam Newton, who is absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cam Newton in the NFL is probably, he looks fantastic, right? He always dresses fantastic. He's an icon, right? If this guy could play better than he does, he would literally be the biggest star in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because of the way he looks and presents. But he's, there's some guys that just don't have it. Like his press conferences, he doesn't portray himself very well. And it sucks for guys like him, but he's not playing well. I don't think he'll get a starting job this year. And there's one clip where Mac Jones comes in relief of Cam Newton in the preseason, throws like the 75-yard touchdown, high-fiving everybody, passes Cam Newton, not on purpose, doesn't see him, but Cam Newton basically chases him down with his hand up, trying to give him a high five, and Mac Jones doesn't notice him for an uncomfortably long amount of time. And it was like, and Bill Belichick probably thought that was like, and you're cut.
Cuddy.
If Cam Newton wants to present himself better, he could try hitting up our good friends at Twig and Berries. And you know what, Cam Newton, he got cut. Maybe he needs to save some money. Promo code Nation15 would get him 15% off. I am just kidding, though, because Cam Newton actually dresses fantastic. I love the personality.
Ballerific.
And he's a multimillionaire. But if you're listening to this and you want to dress better, twigandberries.ca, promo code Nation15.
Cam Newton takes care of his Southern Hemisphere. You should, too.
The dressing. It's all about the dressing. That's what nutsack onions are all about.
Cam Newton, career earnings. Let's take a guess. Let's have a guess. He's played 10 seasons in the NFL.
$65 million.
120 million.
310 mil.
Okay. So in base salary, he has made $66.4 million.
Okay.
With signing bonuses over the years of $37 million for a total of $103 million.
Dude.
Not that much after tax.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
There it is. Yaremchuk. Anyway.
That's why he needs the Twig and Berries promo code.
Yeah.
Needs
to save some money. We got you covered, Cam.
Man.
Okay, so we got
fantasy football. So any other upcoming current events? I don't know. Let's talk about the things. What's happening in the world right now?
Let's not talk about that.
Exactly. Let's avoid talking about.
Let's avoid that. People listen to this podcast for entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was not talking about that. I wasn't bringing up that. But
any world events at all?
Hey, Wanye.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the 187th wave of flu season?
I don't believe in science.
I made a joke today. I made a joke today to somebody that we should start naming flu seasons after hurricanes and call it like flu season Ida and flu season Katrina and shit like that.
You know me, Chalmers. I subscribe to the theory if I drink a Dr. Pepper a day, I am immune to all disease.
That's right. That counts as a visit.
I've been taking horse medicine this whole time.
Daily meetings.
I just love that my kids
I can't get off the chloroquine, actually. If I'm
the
fully
chloroquine's
honest.
good.
Yep.
The horse dewormer is what I think you meant.
Yep.
No, that's the latest.
Dewormer.
The Joe Rogan thing is bizarre. Hey, how he's like, yeah, I think
So
I got
weird.
it. Then he lists 85 drugs he took in 2 minutes, and now he's like, I'm fine.
I think any cocktail like that'll kill most viruses.
Yeah, like
If you can survive the cocktail.
all his
my
hair
kids
grows
went
back.
Yeah.
The kids went back to school today, and the best thing about it is they don't give a shit about wearing masks. They are just so fucking happy to be back with their friends in school. That is literally all I cared about was like how would you just care about them? So they don't care. I don't care. We don't care. School's back. Life is good.
Logan's rocking a sick lid as well.
Yeah.
To his first day.
Respect.
Oh, dude, yeah, you see on Instagram, hope never dies.
Hope
you know what
never
the
die.
worst thing is? So did I tell you guys? Remember when you printed out those Oilers Nation black mesh back hats with just the fist in white on the front?
That was a golf
they were
hat.
only they were only given to people at the golf tournament, right? So I had one. I gave it to him to wear to school because he looks awesome in flat brim like adult hats because he's got a huge head. And so he left it on his bike one morning because he wears a helmet and keeps it on his bike. And when he walked into school, he left it on his bike. Somebody stole it in like an hour and a half. So it wasn't there when he got back, and he was devastated. He came home. He was like, "I'm sorry, Dad." I'm like, "Buddy, don't be upset." I'm like, "It happens, man." Like,
well, if that was a limited edition, so if any of the listeners have one of those hats in good condition, we will swap you with a new design.
Two new hats.
Two new hats, and we'll get Logan back his bucket.
When
that would be amazing.
What was the last thing we did this for? Didn't we have another like Nation Gear swap we were trying to do for Chalmers? No,
I don't remember.
Oh man, I can't remember, but it rings a bell. Anyways, new line of Nation Gear. We getting that soon?
Oh yeah, I was working on the Hope Will Never Die designs today with the graphic designer.
I got to see some of the prototypes last night. By the way, Dog Patch, we all went for lunch as a team the other day.
Oh,
Delightful.
I didn't.
I'm just gonna bring that up.
Well, yeah, you were on holidays, Yaremchuk, so you're not invited to the team lunches. Wonderful. I'll tell you, I'm a big French onion soup guy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you stick that in a bread bowl, and then I get to eat the bread bowl,
right?
I'm just carbing up and winning life. That's my moment right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, eating the bread bowl is the bomb.
So I have a couple rules about dining with people. I ask them prior to going for lunch or dinner with them if they are going to get French onion soup, because if they say yes, I do not go with them because it stinks like shit and I can't take it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You are out of line, sir. You are offending the Shaolin Temple right now.
My question about this French onion soup is, does it smell like the inside of a dead person?
It smells like victory.
Well, so
Excellent.
I'm not an onion guy, Chalmers, so I've never had French onion soup. So I have not I kind of get what you're saying, but I was at the table with Bag Milk and he had it and I couldn't smell it.
It was
ventilation.
If that helps. Oh yeah, the HVAC and Dog Patch is elite.
We're going to change the kinds of soup up though, Chalmers. There's a lobster bisque under development that is going to launch 1,000 ships when it comes out.
Well, I'm going to Dog Patch to check it out. I've seen a lot of people, Nation supporters, posting that they have gone to check it out. It looks fucking awesome. Obviously, I can't wait to go there. I'm going to take the boys. I asked JR if it was a lot like kid friendly, which it is.
Of course,
licensed,
it's not like the olden days, Chalmers. There's no VLTs, no smoking, and kids can come in.
Yeah, no, kids can shut it down too if they want.
Chalmers, I got to tell you, man, do yourself a favor. I was there again last night. Try a couple of the cocktails, a couple of the fancy cocktails. What was the one I tried last night? The Red Door.
Ooh, you know why it's called the Red Door, Bag Milk?
Is it because of the edible flower petals?
No, it's because of the Red Door little brick.
Oh, that makes sense. It's all tying together. Synergy.
So, yeah,
all I know is it's fucking delicious.
I will try the cocktails. The thing, so I might have to. I was going to ride my bike there with the boys because we really have found a love for riding our bikes places that are far because my sons are getting a little older, and that's kind of something that comes with age and bigger bikes. You know, they're more equipped to be able to do it. We actually, for my anniversary with my wife, we don't really celebrate that much, and it's like 12 years, so it's nothing special. But
Every day is a celebration?
Every day is a celebration. We rode our bikes to Horlack Park from the West End, which is like, you know, Rio Terrace, Patricia Heights to Horlack Park. Absolutely. For a symphony, for the music, for the Edmonton Symphony did music of the movies. So they did like Star Wars, Jurassic Park. It was awesome at like 2 p.m. It's a delightful bike ride. So I would like to, I was really wanting to ride my bike on like Sunday afternoon to Dogpatch. So I might be only able to have 3 cocktails. You know what? Sometimes that makes the ride back better, to be honest.
Tell the staff chummers that you want the nation staff discount because you qualify.
Is there? Hold up. Really?
Mm-hmm. You too, Yaremchuk.
Loves the deal.
I love a good deal.
I also love a bargain, and I was very, very happy last night to look at my bill and see that there was a nice little discount waiting for me.
I love being
even have to say anything.
I love being part of the nation too, getting the staff discount, but also I don't know really how I snuck my way into the picture at the golf tournament because it was like everybody that works for the nation that in like
you were in the middle, Chalmers.
Yeah, you were dead center.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like
you were being celebrated. It was like,
oh man,
you guys told me to get in there, and I was
so
like,
good.
fuck
It was,
yeah, I'll be in.
That's funny though.
It was like the team photo / goodbye to Josh Park photo, and Chalmers was in. But you're part of the team.
Yeah,
and we love Josh Park, and so, but it was nice to meet like Josh Lang. It was nice to meet Caroline after talking to her for a day. You know, spending a bit of time with her and Josh Park out on the golf course and just hanging out and having a drink and shooting the shit. It was nice to see everybody because I don't really get to see them as much as you guys do. All good people.
It's been a minute since I got to see you in your element like that, Chalmers, and the chirping you were fucking giving me at dinner was just like. Never ending, just didn't stop. That's why I stole your drink.
Bag milk. Oh yeah, yes you did.
You stole his drink?
Yes, I did.
Nice. I can tell you what it was. I don't even need to ask. So how'd you enjoy your Ryan Coke?
It was stiff.
Oh yeah, blinding, right?
Yeah, that shit. It was either it went down the hatch or I was cleaning the floors with it later.
Poured it in my gas tank and drove home.
Oh, they were good. They knew how to pour them there.
Fuck, I can't believe we shut the casino down. I was
shut the casino down.
That's what,
buddy.
Tyler. Yeah. I'm so happy
buddy.
I jumped in with you and the missus because I heard this the next day and I was already feeling fragile. I'm like, oh my god, I'm glad I went.
3 a.m.
fat burger at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Josh Park drove us all home, which was so nice.
Such a good guy.
Sometimes you got it.
I want to share with you.
Night.
I want to share with you guys a tweet I just saw pop up that I think will intrigue you all. But before I do that, Manscaped.com has a promo code as well, and that one's real life. Gets you 20% off and free shipping. Just because we're getting to the winter months doesn't mean you want to let your downstairs get sloppy. Pick up the Lawnmower 4.0. Save 20% with the promo code real life. This tweet here, breaking. The PGA Tour has struck a deal with Netflix to produce a docuseries on the upcoming season, similar to the F1 Drive to Survive. The cast is being finalized, but several of the tour's top players have agreed to participate.
Awesome.
That's interesting. That'll be sick.
Oh my God.
That's how you sell the sport.
It starts and ends with Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay, Dustin Johnson. Those 4, if they're not in it, it's like those 4 all have.
Chalmers, where are the stars? Where's the stars? Where's Corey Pavin?
Dude,
where's Colin Montgomery in all of this? Where are the real golfers?
If you had your ear to the street right now, you would know that the 4 people I just named are huge stars. Dude, this past weekend was one of the most exciting bits of golf I've ever watched on a Sunday.
Really?
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, yeah.
Resident fucking douchebag. Going in a
question.
Sudden.
Why is he a resident douchebag?
Every single thing he does. He is constantly asking for relief from stuff like red ants. You know what? Somebody else asked me this, and I couldn't think of all the ways because there's just so many little ones.
Relief. He does a lot of little annoying things, and it sets play. He's got a few beefs with a few players, and he's a very polarizing subject in terms of golf fans. Like some people do like him. He absolutely rips the golf ball, but he also looks kind of like an idiot doing it. And his whole approach to the game is a lot different than others, whether it's his style or how he practices, or there's just a lot of things that people can either like or not like. But one of the things in this tournament, sorry, Chalmers, I'm jumping in here, is
no, do it.
Is the so like I don't know what was going on this weekend. Like, were they playing the Victoria golf course? Like they shot 400 under. Like it was insane how easy it was playing. First of all, so they go super under, and it goes to a playoff. But was it during the playoff? Like we're
no.
Bryson, it was the last hole leading up to
it was the 14th hole, I think. And it was like the 14th hole, and Bryson just like out of nowhere just like tells Patrick Cantlay to stop moving. Don't walk.
Yeah, stop walking.
Stop walking. And you just like, these guys play on the fucking tour. They know etiquette. And Patrick Cantlay,
walking.
Well-known good guy. And like, it's just one of those things where you kind of look at the guy and you're like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, I'm not even in your view. Like, I'm like, type of thing. So go ahead, keep going.
Well, no, but yeah. You got more like that. That was the big thing. I thought it happened on like the 18th hole or something. And that, I think that pissed off Cantlay, and he drained a putt or something to force playoff. Now I might just be merging storylines on that.
Yeah.
Where are the hottest golfers of today, Chalmers? Where's Ian Woosnam in your list?
Wow, there's like John Rahm. I mean, that's the thing. Golf isn't
John Rahm.
Dude, but these guys have personalities. You're just not finding them. Like,
I'm unplugged, buddy. Yeah. I don't pay attention to golf anymore.
Golf has more personalities right now than it ever has.
Yep.
And
is that right?
There might not be like one guy who just like dominates like Tiger used to, but there's all these different guys that do all these different things, and they all have personalities. There's dudes like, so Bryson DeChambeau missed a 4-footer to win it, right? And this is after he missed, like, and this is on a playoff hole, 4-footer to win it, misses it, right? The story leading up to that is there was about 3 putts within 8 to 10 feet that could have totally swung the tournament for him to win this thing that he missed. So he was having the yips, and they continued to let him down. He continued to miss putts in the sudden death, finally to the point where he loses the sudden death playoff that he should have so easily won. He's walking off, and dudes are just heckling him because he's not liked. And when I say the things that maybe that he does that aren't liked, is golf is a gentleman's game. He is like the guy at the golf course that just acts like a douche at every opportunity that
he's
he
a
can.
hardo.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a hardo. He doesn't understand the just social norms.
Hold up. What's a hardo? What's that mean? I don't get it.
So like if he's not playing around, he's ripping weights or working on his swing speed You got to watch the guy hit balls. He doesn't even watch where he hits it. He swings the ball, like retees, swing, retee, swing, retee. Like he's just like an absolute like
Jesus.
Fuck, he's like a hamster in a running wheel. He's nonstop.
So like I don't mind the analytics. Every sport in the world has moved more analytics based, but he takes it to such a different level with the math that he puts into things. He's got every single one of his clubs in his bags is the same length.
What?
Right? I don't mind that. I don't mind that he deploys physics to his game. Like that just what makes him so unique. It's just everything outside of that. I'm just like,
so he hits everything then longer than you would think.
Depends
as a result of a longer
everything is the same length except for his driver is like the same length I think as his 6-iron or something. So even his sand wedge is as long as his 6-iron.
So
but his 3-iron's only as long as a 6-iron too. So he wouldn't hit a 3-iron as far as a conventional shaft.
Well, sure, in theory, but he does.
He does though, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So one tournament, he held up and played for an ungodly amount of time because he was demanding he get relief from a grassy area that he said was infested by red ants. And when the people came over and were like, what are you talking about? They're like, he's like, there's an ant and there's a red ant. He just wanted relief, right? Number 2 thing that I can remember that was just like, everybody respects the Masters. And the talk going into the one Masters, I think in 2020, was like, Bryson hitting it this far all of a sudden, like, will he tame the Masters? And will he tame Augusta? And nobody disrespects Augusta. And he had a quote that was like, well, I look at Augusta as being a par 67 for me. Basically saying, like, this course is fucking easy. Nobody says that. And he goes out and shoots a 77. And you just go, like, fuck you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, he
just comments like that. Yeah.
It's just shit like that. And then he's hitting his King Cobra driver. And he hits it bad one day, and he plays bad. And he, like a baby, like a petulant little child, goes up on the press conference and he starts talking about how bad his driver is. And this driver sucks, and I can't hit it, and all that. And the guy comes out and is like, we make you 10 drivers per week. And every time you say that you want it changed, we jump on it. People are working day and night in research and development. You are asking for this golden ticket that doesn't exist. And we are trying to make a 200 mile an hour swing speed. Yeah, this is the guy. And he's like,
did Greg Norman weigh in? Did they call the Shack in to have a little shit about it?
Greg Norman's too busy fucking surfing the Coca-Cola or some shit.
Yeah, with a 6-pack and a platinum wallet.
Hanging with babes, just bungee jumping and jumping out of airplanes. That dude lives a life. But anyway, so he's unlikable. And it was nice to see him get his comeuppance. In any other position after this, like, really dramatic 7-hole playoff, I would have normally felt bad for somebody. It was impossible to feel bad for this guy because of the way he was acting. You know, just, he's a child. He's a fucking big fat child.
Isn't that good for golf though? Little villain.
It's great for golf. Great for golf.
Oh, yeah.
Add a little bit of wrestling to the old golf.
Well, that's the thing. Like, golf has got, like, there's way more outside of, like, there's more storylines now, right? Like, golf's getting better. So that's why I think Netflix jumping in with a documentary is just, it's just breaking the mold of what golf was in terms of just like a rich white guy sport and like making it more approachable and giving it more personality.
That's cool. I'll watch that.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'll watch it.
Well, I'm really excited about this, Yaremchuk, because like F1 got a huge boost in North America because of that documentary. And if you know, golf is a popular sport. There is, but it's got a real cult following. That the people that love it, and you know, the people that don't just think it's a boring thing to do. Where, you know, it's my second favorite thing to do on a Sunday. My first favorite thing to do: lay down, watch some football, have a little 20 to 30 minute nap during like the 1 o'clock games and go right into Sunday night football. My God, is coming back. I'm so excited. I'm fucking just so jacked for that.
I thought you were about to say sit down, have 20 to 30 beers and watch football, because that's what I like to do.
It's pretty good. Beers. You guys noticed how many beers do you think I had at the Nation Open?
None.
One.
Aren't you all?
No, it was
wow, that would suggest a man of temperance and discipline. And yet the real question is, how many Ryan Ayers did you drink at the golf tournament?
That was a undisclosed amount.
Like I said,
fucking lot.
I stole Chalmers' drink at dinner, and that shit went down like fire.
And it got you where you needed to be, didn't it?
Absolutely. Into Josh Park's escaping on the way to the casino.
Yeah.
The long way to the casino, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I guess we can wrap up.
Well, real quick.
Yeah.
Yamo offer sheet.
Nah, not happening.
Yamo comparable to favour. Fucking these deals are sewering us that are happening in the league.
Yamamoto will sign for 2 years, 1.8 per year, and we'll go from there.
I believe you, because you're the Michael Jackson of this band.
Well, Tito's going to jump in and say, like, if they offer sheet Yamamoto, like, you could do it and screw the Oilers, and the compensation the Oilers would get is just atrocious. So it just can't happen.
The thing, yeah, because that's the scary thing. So someone offer sheets them what, like 2.5 or 3 or something.
I tweeted this yesterday. So if it's 1.35 to 2.05, it's a third round pick. If it's 2.05 to 4.1, it's a second round pick. So like, that's all bad.
How much do we have in the bank here to spend? Like, what do we have for cap space?
Like 1.8.
Not a whole lot.
I got a question for all you guys. I would like for you, because this is a hockey podcast and I need you to explain to the guy on it that doesn't know. So what was the whole deal between Carolina and Montreal? Can somebody give me the Cliff Notes version of what the fuck was going on there?
It's the best.
It is
Taco
the best.
pants? What do you got?
Let me have it.
So, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong here. Last year, or was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
The Montreal Canadiens tendered an offer sheet to Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. Okay.
And he accepted it.
Yeah.
He accepted it. It went through the process. Carolina quickly matched, and they basically said, thank you for doing all the negotiation for us. We'll take our player back. Now, fast forward to the other day.
But then there was also the comments that Montreal said that Sebastian believes in the team and where they're going and wants to go to a winner. Like they posted that out. Yeah.
Yes. So they tweeted all of this, that Sebastian believes in the process and the buzzword, the this, the that, and the other. Fast forward to the other day. Tyler, I'm going to need help on the pronunciation on this one, pal. Okay. Carolina offers.
That's correct. Carolina.
What's the guy? Kotkaniemi?
Yeah, Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
Jesperi Kotkaniemi. So they offer sheeted us Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and then to troll Montreal, they basically copied and pasted, but changed the name verbatim. All the messages Montreal was putting out about their offer sheet 2 years ago, and they released it in French. Yeah. They did it just a masterful troll job.
Their Twitter bio is in French right now.
And they also, so the deal for Kotkaniemi is 1 year, $6.135 million with a $20 signing bonus, which is Aho's jersey number. $20, like a green bill.
Okay, so is McCockiner, is he going to Carolina then?
I don't think Montreal's matching it.
I don't think they can't afford him. They can't afford him.
Barry's gonna stay in Montreal.
Okay, but
Barry's going to Carolina.
So
did you just get it, Wanye?
Oh, I got it. I'm with you at every step of this joke.
Got Bart Simpson on the podcast here.
The crazy part about this is that the Montreal offer sheet on Aho was like below market value and probably saved Carolina money. It really didn't make a lot of sense as to why Aho would have signed it, or even why Carolina would have been mad, because they got a pretty good deal on their best player. The Kotkaniemi offer sheet, $6.1 million. That's reportedly like $3.5 million more than Montreal was prepared to offer him. So if you're Montreal, you can get a first and a third round pick for a guy who might have actually asked out after the Stanley Cup Finals. There was a report of that floating around as well. So if you're Montreal, take the first, take the third, flip the first to Arizona, get yourself Christian Dvorak and another pick, and you'll sit there with like $2.5 million more in cap space and 2 draft picks and a player who might actually be just as good as Kotkaniemi.
That you have to qualify. You have to qualify Kotkaniemi now at like 6 point whatever million. So it's a roll of the dice for Carolina for sure.
Huge.
But
I didn't realize that
his draft pedigree is high. Yes. So there's still some potential there. But now think he's going to be with Aho and it's going to be the Finnish national team is what Carolina's turning into.
Man, $6.1 million though for a guy who only had 5 goals and 15 assists in 56 games. That's a big ticket.
Well, so there's like a third act to this whole thing then, hey? Like there's a lot to be seen. Like, so it's point Carolina first act, point Carolina second act with this Kotkaniemi offer sheet and doing all the trolling. But if it doesn't work out and he's not good and whatever draft picks turn into, Montreal could end up with like the last laugh here. Is that what we're
potentially? It also gives them the draft capital. So if they bundle it up with a solid roster player and maybe a little bit of a salary dump to get Eichel.
Yeah. Are they actually fishing for Eichel, Tyler? Or is that just the BioSteel camp and coincidence?
I think their name's always been in the mix on Eichel.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they would like really make the money work, but getting a first and a third definitely would help you go get Jack Eichel. If all of a sudden you can like offer 3 first-round picks to Buffalo and like a couple other small pieces, that might be the best offer that Buffalo gets. Eichel has no trade protection, so he can't say no to going to Montreal. Not that I'm saying he would or whatever, but like I just don't see why Montreal would match this. Like even if Kotkaniemi comes out and scores 25 goals next year and is a good second-line center, he still might not be worth that $6.6 million qualifying offer, whatever it would take next offseason. Like it didn't make sense from Carolina. There's rumors that this came from ownership and he was like, Dundon was like, strike back and get these fuckers back.
I love it.
But we need this type of beef.
We do.
NHL needs some personality. This is good
like
shit.
Drake and Kanye.
Make a Netflix documentary about this. Let's go.
But again, like, yeah, if you're Montreal, save the money, get the picks. You're probably not making the playoffs this year anyways. It's just not worth it for a guy that hasn't proven he's a top 6 player yet in the NHL. So simple as that, in my opinion.
Let's just slow down on the documentary making right now. Like, it's fucking too much.
We're not actually green lighting these, Chalmers. We're just talking.
Dude, I know. No, I know. No, but it goes into my comment of like, I think it was you, Wanye, who brought up Shiny Flakes. So I watched that.
That was me. Yeah, that was great. How was it?
Buddy, it's crazy. Like, how did he not think he was going to get in trouble for this? Like, he was selling legitimately illegal, illicit drugs online.
Yeah, he basically had the Nation Gear store, but for fucking every kind of drug on the planet.
But how exciting would that have been? So he starts it up. He thinks he has this other dude handle Red Bull something that is going to do all the distribution for him.
What's this called? How do I watch this? What is this?
Wanye, it's on Netflix. It's called Shiny Flakes: The Tale of a Teenage Drug Lord.
All right,
I'll give you a Cliff Notes version of it. German kid.
Wait, hold on. Someone once said on Twitter or something that you give a version of something and it's so complete there's no need to watch it, and they were like made a meme about it. And before you tell me this show better than the actual show, that's one of the things I appreciate about you is that I will watch something after and be like, I'm glad Chalmers told me his version of it. It was much more interesting than the actual show. No, you're not going to ruin anything.
No, Wanye, you'll love this one, man. This one is just hilariously
Shiny Flakes, internet, drugs, funny.
Yeah, so this kid was kind of a loner in Germany. Sat in his bedroom in his parents' house. Parents were just not really around. He pretty much had freedom to do what he wanted. He liked computers. He was on a chat room, and somebody just said like, "Hey, he doesn't do drugs. Never did drugs ever, but he was interested in different types of things, and he saw this store that was selling like drugs.
The Silk Road.
He's like,
Silk Road.
And it was
he's like, I can do a better job than the Silk Road can.
Yes. And so he did, and it was unfucking-believable. Like, to the point where he had to buy the drugs somewhere, so he.
So did he own all the drugs he sold, or was he facilitating transactions?
Well, a lot of the time he had to get them in his hand, so he would buy a large amount, get it delivered to his house. Like, he was YouTubing how to break up MDMA because it was like hard as a brick. And some guy in the comment section was like, just go get yourself a Tupperware bowl, a big Tupperware container, and a chisel and a hammer. And hey, make sure you wear a mask. You don't want to get the fumes in. And so he went and did it. And he was breaking it up, and he was packaging it and selling it. And he became large, like very large, man.
There's some twists at the end where he's being a little bit sneaky that I think you'll especially enjoy, Wanye.
Now, I only like watching crime shows where you're cheering for the guy like that until there's about 2/3 left, and I don't like watching anymore for the downfall part.
The downfall there's not really much of one in my opinion.
Really? He gets away with it?
No, but yes.
No, but
but yes.
Oh, but sure.
We're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to talk more documentaries and good stuff Monday on the pod. We're also probably going to start getting into some hockey talk because it's Kool-Aid season, baby, and training camp is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Old bag milk's thirsty.
For Manscaped, Twig and Berries, DoorDash, and of course, our title sponsor, the HGA Group. And for everyone who's on the pod, this has been episode 311. Thanks for tuning in. And we will talk to you once again on Monday.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.